You're listening to the Back Porch Talk podcast. Danny and Jason had many discussions and debates on the back porch while making pivotal investment moves with assets. That's right, with trading cards. They welcome you to the back porch and right into those discussions about current sports news with a fresh and unique twist. So come on and join us. So let's go ahead and go into our overall thoughts on the 10-part series of this documentary and where we're going to categorize it in how we view things and our takeaways from it. Overall, who doesn't look bad in this docuseries? The NBA. Just as I said, the NBA looks good. The NBA looks bad. And moving the team from Seattle, again, the Seattle fans, man, just that Seattle atmosphere, man, that it was electric. And for Seattle that team to be moved and all, the NBA looks bad in that. The other ones, I would say, obviously, Isiah, we mentioned that before. I would say the media looks bad. The media, from the standpoint of being all in Jordan's personal space, the lights, the cameras, the following around, no matter where he went, and which is very different than in today's time with social media. At least with social media, if you see someone famous, yeah, you may take a picture, but you know what? You can take that from afar off and you still get a good picture. If you wanted to speak to someone back then, the media was in Jordan's personal space. They wanted every piece of Jordan. They wanted whatever he said, whatever audio, whatever video clip. And it was just really, really pressing on him, man. You can kind of tell towards the end of his career where he just got fed up. Before the post-game piece that we have right now, I mean, yeah, they had post-game back then, but the way that they crowded around Jordan's locker room was, was crazy. So Jordan, after a game, he would, obviously shower up, get dressed, whatever the case may be. He would then go to his locker, and where waiting for him was nothing but media and the lights. So, man, just a lot of stuff media-wise that I think really pressed on Jordan's career.
And the other thing I want to add to that, Jason, is when Jordan, once they found something to ding his reputation, then it started wearing on him because everything was positive. And then once the one thing, when the gambling and the golf and everything popped up, then they just rode him. The thing you had to realize, too, was he was the, air quote, cash cow for everyone involved. NBA, media, Chicago Bulls, branding, to sit there and try to chip away at him like that, knowing he was the one that was carrying a lot of this on his back, put them in a positive light because they were a part of that. Build him up, tear him down. I didn't blame him, even though there's all kinds of accusations of why he left after 93 and took that break for baseball. But dang, man, he needed some space. You just every time you look around, here comes like 40 dudes running at you with cameras and microphones. Crazy. So it has to take its toll.
I would say, too, the ones who look bad in all of this, I would say baseball. Let's think about this, man. Jordan was a great, great basketball player. For a basketball player to go over to baseball where it requires different muscles, and he was on the verge of getting into the major leagues had the strike not happened. And so for one person to go from professional basketball and in a year's time frame to get into the major leagues, hey man, that really says a lot. And I think the moral of the story in all this is really about one's work ethic. We talk about, Jordan's drive. We talk about how he, really got on everybody, but you cannot say that Jordan didn't have a work ethic. I mean, his work ethic was like no other. And really the moral of the story here is work ethic and working hard towards your pursuit for happiness screams in this documentary. Kudos to Jordan. Great documentary. It's going to be really interesting to see how sports documentaries are going to be made after this. And also really the response from those who did not look good in this documentary. Thank you for joining us at Back Porch Talk Podcast. You can also join us on Twitter by tweeting us at @back_podcast. For more information, you can go to our website, which is backporchtalkpodcast.com. You can also email us at backporchtalkpodcast@gmail.com. Again, thank you for joining us, and remember that there's enough hate in the world, so go ahead and spread a little love.